Good morning, all of you. We shall start by invoking the blessing of Lord Almighty. I invite Miss Anupama from 30C for a prayer song.
Miss തുടങ്ങിക്കോട്ടെ.
Yes, Anupama.
ലോകം മുഴുവൻ സുഖം പകരാനായി സ്നേഹദീപമേ മിഴി തുറക്കൂ. നടുവിൽ വഴി തെളിക്കൂ. ലോകം മുഴുവൻ സുഖം പകരാനായി സ്നേഹദീപമേ മിഴി തുറക്കൂ. പരീക്ഷണത്തിൻ വാൾമുനയേന്തി പടനിലത്തിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ വീഴുമ്പോൾ ഹൃദയക്ഷതിയാൽ രക്തം ചിന്തി മിഴിനീർ പുഴയിൽ താഴുമ്പോൾ ആയി തണലായി ദിവ്യോഷധിയായി നാദാകരം പിടിക്കൂ. ലോകം മുഴുവൻ സുഖം പകരാനായി സ്നേഹദീപമേ മിഴി തുറക്കൂ. ലോകം മുഴുവൻ സുഖം പകരാനായി സ്നേഹദീപമേ മിഴി തുറക്കൂ.
Thank you, Anupama. Next, we have the welcome note. Professor Leena Dinja, the new head of the Department of Physics. Resource person, Dr. Robbie Cherian, colleagues, and my dear students. With all other supreme goals, one important aim of education is to help the students to find a profession suitable with their interests and skills. A job is not mere a source of income. It is a lifestyle giving mental satisfaction and happiness. For a physics graduate or postgraduate, her area of preferences is already defined. Still, in today's scenario, the probability of getting into a conventional job is much less. So, knowing the different career opportunities related to the subject is very important. Today, we have the right person to guide us to the various career aspects in physics. Dr. Robbie Cherian, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Sacred Heart College, Tevara, is a person well experienced in this field. His post-graduation is from IIT Chennai, PhD from SN Sciences, Kolkata, and postdoctoral experiences from Max Planck Institute, Germany. Robbie sir, we are greatly privileged to have you for this session. On behalf of Department of Physics and all who join in this virtual meeting, I extend cordial welcome to you, sir. Welcome, Robbie sir. And hearty welcome to all my colleagues and my dear students. Have a fruitful day. Thank you. Over to you, Robbie sir.
Okay, present ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമല്ലോ അല്ലേ? You can present. Okay. I hope you people all are able to see the slides. Are you able to see?
Yeah, it's coming, sir.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to thank St. Xavier's College, led by Dr. Leena Miss, HOD, and all other faculty at Physics Department. Especially thanks to Vimla Miss, who kept on reminding me about this talk from the vacation period onwards. So hopefully we are able to do it this time. So with that brief note, I will just go ahead with the talk. So the title of the talk is basically career aspect in physics. And since all of you are taken physics, we all know what physics is playing a role in science. So it's a natural science which is based on experience, measurement, and mathematical analysis, with the purpose of finding qualitative physical laws from every area, from nano to the macro. So if you move from nano world to the macro world, or if you want to explain why it is happening, so the physics will play an important role. And the language we use in developing physics is none other than mathematics. So that is basically the combination of physics and mathematics. And physics is the natural science compared to all other science. So since all of you are taken physics and you're not going into detail about the importance of physics and all those things. So with that brief introduction, first of all, I congratulate to everyone who have taken physics in your undergraduate and PG. Right. So I will start with my talk. The talk will be divided into three partitions. Initially, I will just hint about the job opportunities. And then the important questions we will be raising is that whether you are moving in the right direction. So the slides 13 to 43 will be, so all the slides are important, but 13 to 43 you will be self-evaluating. So certain questions I will be asking. So you need not answer it unmuting and all those things. You can have your answers within your mind, and slowly you try to see whether your answers are making sense. So during this section 2, we'll be as the talk progresses, we'll be talking about various questions and all. Keep in track that you will have to answer that questions within yourself, and you are going to be a self-evaluator. So since it is COVID time, and always it is now self-evaluation period. So whether you are attending the class or not, only you are able to evaluate. So you are a self-evaluator from now onwards. So no teacher will be going behind you and saying that keep quiet, keep quiet. Nowadays we are asking, please talk something, right? Everyone is unmuted. So slides 13 to 43 will be talking about these questions, and then finally towards the end, once your answers are all positive, then you are well in track. But if all your answers were in a negative sides, what can be done to make yourself fall in the right track? So 44 to 48, the slides towards the end will be regarding that one. So if 13 to 43 is not making you happy, at least 44 to 48 should give some motivation. So that's the idea how it is planning to go. So initially I said that I will be talking about the job opportunities. So this content I will be talking mainly of things after MSc, because nowadays when you say you are studying physics, the basic qualification most of the places require is that you should have a post graduation. So if you want to build up a career in physics, you cannot jump after a UG mostly, because it will be not that easy path. So the basic qualification will be MSc. So I will be listing out a selected job opportunities that were in the recent times. So these were based on the advertisement which pop up in the newspapers and the websites in the last 2 years. So which are the basic or main firms in which MSc Physics graduates are being searched for. So if you look in that career, even in government sector, we have got various opportunities. And when I say all those things, you should just think yourself whether you are seen or whether you are aware of such opportunities. So mostly what will happen is that when we say that after the slides till 12, you will see, you may feel that you are not heard about these advertisements. So it means that you are not searching the right arena. So I will just list a few in the government sector, like in the railway jobs. If you look at the advertisement closely, they are looking for physics graduates. Officer jobs, other government organization, will come back to more detail in other government organization, and even in defense job. So in the last 2 years, we had 2 students taken defense jobs after their MSc Physics. So the thing is that most of the people are not aware of all these particular job opportunities. Only if you know about these options, you can just go ahead and do a further search. So I'm not going to detail of every one, but because some people will not be interested in defense job, some people may be looking for a Microsoft or multinational companies. So depending upon their choice, it is their duty that they do their homework in understanding where their vacancies are called up, right? So when I say other government organizations, again, this name should be, whether you have heard this name, HAL, the Bangalore firm, the Punjab Agriculture Institute, Indian Association for Cultivation of Science, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So all these were the advertisements which came in the last 8 months. So I have not taken all the examples, I just took only from the last 8 months. So the thing is that all these institute and firms are looking for people from the physics graduate. And if you have got any, so suppose we want to join HAL, Hindustan Aeronautic Limited, you just go to the website and see what all job they are doing. And then if your interest matches with them, then you should be trying to concentrate on that area and do the things and homework perfectly. So I'm just giving a hint of all the things so that some spark might happen in your minds. So with that, it can be a boost in the coming stages. So even for research and scientist posts, so if you just go outside Kerala and if you go to any institute, and there might be many scientist posts, scientist C, B, D, so there are various positions for the scientist post. And if you just visit any lab, you are guaranteed that you are going to find some Malayalis working in that institute. So even if you go to Saha Institute of Nuclear Physics, Calcutta, right? There are accelerator centers there, and you will think, if you just go make a visit there and find thinking that is purely Bengali people dominating, but if you go there, finally the lab technicians and the scientists working within the things might be Malayali people. So if you just ask them from where you are coming and all those things, you will notice a similarity that most of the Keralites who are working in various scientist posts are people who have not done their studies in Kerala. So what is making them different, right? So that's the question, because all these people are doing very well in the particular field there, and all are from our basic background. So there's something missing. So that is what we are trying to fix that one. So even Indian Space Research Organization, you have got various opportunities, and Baba Atomic Research Center was recently called few applicants, right? So even if you're looking for a private job sector like energy and power plants, there are many energy and power plants. Will hint them few if time permits. And automobile industries, IT industries. So most of the students, the recruitment happens from mathematics and physics, apart from the computer science. So if you look at the IT industry also, they want people from the physics and mathematics background, right? And even many options for the multinational companies, MNCs. So if I say the example, in MNCs, you might see that most of your seniors might be working in Infosys, Wipro and TCS from the recent placements and all. So all this happens because they are indeed looking for people with the physics and mathematics background, in particularly for the MNC center. So even the Amazons are looking, because you have to play around with some algorithms in creating the designing and all those things. So you will feel that even though Amazon looks like a shopping mart, the brain behind them is basically programming. So it is a bit of physics also involved, right? So there are many. So again, when I said that energy and power plants, all these names, whether you have heard, because all these are the famous power plants in India, right? And most of the people are not aware, because these people are calling for applicants from physics background. But how many people have applied from Kerala? None, because they are not aware, because they are aware of only a certain small domain. But there are vast fields. So Avalon Clean Energy recruits physics people almost every year. Adora Energy Private Limited, Abacus Holding Private Limited, ACMIP Telepower Limited. So I'm just giving a hint of the famous energy and power plants, right? So that if you have any spark coming to your mind regarding this one, you can do a search and develop your own content. So towards the end, I will just give you how to do that one and all. So regarding automobile industries, again, the recent recruitment happened was in Tata Motors, Bajaj, Force Motors, Mahindra and Mahindra. right? So Tata and so the thing is that Tata and Mahindra is purely everything has been done in India. So they purely look for people from India. So that's an advantage of all those things, right? So even if you're looking for abroad career options, you've got even the healthcare, it will come, even NASA, right? So you will feel, so someone will say, while listening to the talk might say, how can I go to NASA? So the same question was raised by Kalpana, right? Kalpana Chawla, many years back from a small village. And then everyone, at that time in the village, no one knew about NASA. And she was so fascinated and she went on applying for the same, and her proposal was accepted. So since she knew about this NASA from a young age, she was very much prepared and the homework was done. So even we can, you yourself can give a good proposal and you might be absorbed, we don't know. So it's that you have to think about your positive and try to figure out the best in you, right? So I'm not listing anything much more. Other electronic companies are also there, but I'm not going to list in detail. But if you're interested, you can do a search on that one. And if you're looking for higher education after MSc, there are research programs, postdoctoral degree, PhDs, MPhil are also there. So these are also different fields which can lead to different research arenas in a scientist post and also in the teaching profession. So these are the few career opportunities which I have listed. And because each single domain requires much more higher understanding and deeper level of thinking of reaching at that level. So I might not be touching all those things. I think that we'll continue from here. I hope everyone is able to see, because once the slide is open, I cannot see the screen. Are you able to hear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I felt that I myself speaking because the kids outside are making some noise. I thought that I'm talking to myself. Okay, thank you. So once you since initially I just give a brief hint of what the various career opportunities are there. Now the thing is that in India, if you have to make a career out of physics, you will have to qualify some exams, because that is the only way we can accompany, give the right people the choice, because we cannot conduct an interview. So always we have this issue that some people will dominate in the writing exams, but when they come for a real life situation, they are not that much better. So thing is that in the Western countries, they can do a screening of students by calling an interview personally, because there will be only few people being called for the interview. But in India, it's not the case. If you call for any application, there are millions and millions of people applying for the things. So if you just go for the JAM exam or the IIT exam, many people are applying. So you cannot conduct an interview and find the best of the lot. So the only way they will qualify is through exams, which will be the prelim exam. And if they want to further refine, then they might call for an interview. So that will happen if the qualifying examination happens that most of the people score good mark, they cannot do a proper justice to the cutoff. Then after the cutoff is made, they will screen out with an interview. So that is also possible nowadays. But for the time being, most of the things are done through a qualifying exam. So the thing is that why we are not able to qualify most of the exam. So which is the first step to make a career out of physics. So the thing is that the answer comes in the part that the exposure is missing. So that is what I initially said. We are not aware about the various possibilities which are around us, because we are in a small domain thinking about only few things which we can do, right? So if you go to the example I'm taking is from West Bengal, because I have been working there for 4 years. So when I was there, the thing which was I was fascinated was that even if you, so I was working in SMBO's National Center for Basic Sciences. So we used to have various lectures once in a month. Once in a week, every PhD students has to give a seminar and all those things. But whenever any renowned scientist or Nobel laureate visits Bengal, the idea is that they will be giving talks at various universities and centers. But whenever the talk is given, the talk is open. So it is open to the public. So it will be intimated to all the schools and all the, it will be, the news will be spread to all the government institutes. So thing is that once a talk is open, you will see that many school children are also attending. So thing is, these school kids are being trained from the basic age unknowingly about the various fascinating fields of physics. So most of the students who take up science in West Bengal is guaranteed that they are going to do do wonders in research or in teaching, right? So so only those people who are into research and teaching do come to science. So that's the way it goes there. So if they are good, if they want to do some technical side, they will be taking the right course with the physics as the sub, and then they will go. So thing is that it is basically the exposure content which we are missing, and we should be. So the only way we can do is that you should be searching about all these various opportunities. Just as the way you search Facebook and WhatsApp every day regularly, or the groups you visit, similarly you should have a bookmark in your web. You should have your own web or browser. You can have a you link that browser with the Gmail, and then you do a partition about the searches. You can do the search on your content area which you want, which field you are interested in, and then you can do a particular homework about those institute, and you can always keep visiting that institute pages. So that is the way you can have various exposure to those fields, right? And the thing is that we are slowly catching up, because nowadays we see most of the undergraduate students who join physics, when they most of the people are indeed going into research. It was not the case when we were studying. Only 1 or 2 was going into purely research area, but that is slowly changing. But that needs further improvement, right? So at this point, I will just ask you, if I am asking you the question, which what do you want to become, or which course do you want to take? So mostly the thing is that always you people will be in a confused manner. So it is something like asking you to pick an ice cream from the following, right? So so you don't know which course to take, because all the courses, so if you are comparing it with the ice cream case, all the ice creams look almost the same, right? So which course, so whether I should take this course or that course, you are confused, because there is nothing which makes it different. Because the thing is that you are not knowing what that courses is going to give to you. But so that is basically the outcome of the course. So what I suggest is that whatever course, whatever paper you are taking, so if you are final year physics, or next year you will be taking the MSc. So whenever you go for MSc, when you are taking a course, so when I say course, each paper, so when you take a course, you should be knowing why you are studying that paper, what is the physics, what that paper is going to help you, because only then you will be able to figure out whether this paper will help you in your desired area. So once you should fix your desired area, then you should fix your desired papers and give enough commitment to those papers, because all papers are important, but there might be certain papers which will help you in a certain direction. So with that perspective, if you look at the courses, now the courses will look different. So now each course is somewhat different. Some has got some blueberry toppings, some has got some raspberry toppings. So all those is making it different, right? Some has got banana split. So it's various flavors you will be able to differentiate. So that's the way the courses should be felt like. So if you're looking at quantum mechanics paper, thermodynamics paper, so why we are learning thermodynamics, someone asks you the question, you should be able to say clearly why we are studying, right? They might not be asking you in detail, derive how density of state and partition functions are related. Such questions is secondary, but initial question is that how is this going to help you in certain fields? So when you are doing some research paper, something, which area is going to help you in solving that problem should be the idea which should spark, right? Because all those equations right now need not be mucked up, because it is available in the net. Only right now we need greater ideas, right? So as I said, whatever, if the physics is your ultimate goal, the MSc is minimum qualification. So if you are doing undergraduate, there's no doubt you should think about MSc. And for other people who are doing MSc completed, who is in the final MSc people, they should be first deciding what the opportunities that they are looking, what is the field they want to do, and then give a commitment to that field, right? And So first you will have to list your favorites and screen your favorite as the time goes. So to start with an undergraduate course, you might have a lot of favorites, but finally in the second year, the favorite, you should trim it down and trim it. By the MSc final year, the favorite should be 1 or 2, so that 1 or 2 is almost similar in concept, so that you can move from one to another, right? And we need to find the area of interest. As I said, you have to list your favorites and area of interest and start dreaming about the reputed institute and firms. Suppose you are thinking about doing some private jobs in certain multinational company, then you should think about that firm and always do a homework about the things, what is happening there, what are the products which are coming out, how the physics are going to play, and how many recruitments is happening, right? All those things you can do a homework, how the advertisement is called, and what are the qualifications they are asking for. Sometimes they might be asking for physics plus some additional language information like Java or something. So if you have not done that one, you can prepare for yourself. And this is very important also. If you are going for some higher research institute, you should be always visiting their sites and try to update yourself with the content that they're doing. Suppose you're going for a research in a certain place, and if you had an idea about doing at that place, you keep a track about their publications, and you can get an info from their websites. And whether that is again fascinating you is a question, and you can then improvise on that, right? So these are the things which only you can build up. Only we can give an idea, because all the slides have been made with my experience, because till my theory life, it was like I was just taking the subject with a commitment of getting the marks and right understanding at that time. But later I felt that after 1 year, I forgot the things. So I am doing something wrong. So then you will have to study in a different manner. So what happened was that after my MSc, I had a break. So before I qualified for the NET, there was a gap of 6 months. And during that 6 months, I revised all my MSc topics once again for myself. And that was the learning turnover. So I found that learning was totally different from that learning which I had during my MSc course. During my MSc course, I got this good mark and everything. But after 6 months, I felt that the way I learned right now is the best manner. So so the thing is that always when you get a break, you should be revising all your areas and brushing up the thing, right? If you have a knife at your home, if you are not using it there, it will be rusted, and it will not be useful for anything. But if you're always using the knife, everything, and right, doing the job perfectly, the knife will be looking perfectly fine always, the same manner. Right. So at this point, I will just say you a statement from Kalpana Chawla, who is a real motivator actually, because she says that the path from dreams to success does exist. May you have the vision to find it, the courage to get on to it, and the perseverance to follow it. So it's very important. First of all, there should be a dream. Then the path then the path from dreams to success do exist. You will have to do your homework properly. Sometimes you will have to wait for a longer time. That means you should have a perseverance. So if you look at all the physics people who are doing wonders right now around you, even if you talk to a faculty, right? So if you talk with them, you will see that they had a lot of perseverance. You won't get a job directly, right? So the thing is that it is a sustainable. So if you do justice to physics properly, understand it, you will arrive at the success. The only thing is that it might take some time. So you should have the perseverance, right? And the courage to get onto it. And at this point, I also want to mention this point. When you move from one institute, it's always better that you move from one institute to another, from one course to another, rather than sticking onto a particular course, a particular firm for always. For example, if you're doing your PG at one place, then you should look for a research at a higher graded institute. So try to move outside. So mostly the girls will say that they would like to be around near the family, and they will try to do some research in some nearby areas. So it's better that nowadays there's no point being around. So if you're around in Trivandrum or in Bangalore or in Delhi, it's the same thing, right? Right now you can connect it well over the phone. So you should be trying to explore newer institute and then excel yourself. So that's the way you learn. So this was a movie clip which which is used to play when the students get sleepy. But here I don't feel it to be played because the network is not that great. So it was a movie clip from it was a clip from the movie. The name of the movie was Best Actor, where the hero Mammootty was a teacher by profession, but he wanted to become an actor. So what he was trying to do is that convince his director every time. And the director gives a statement at this point. He's saying that if your dreams are true, right, you will do arrive at the success. The only thing is that you should be working hard on that one, and you should have perseverance. So perseverance is the main key for the physicist, right? Right, now we come to the questions which I said you will be asked to give your answers yourself, and you will be doing a self-evaluation towards the end. First of all, what is your ambition? This is a question which you might be hearing for most of all the first semester classes, right? If the new teacher enters the class, the question will be that what is your ambition, what's your name, and all those things. So I'm again asking, what is your ambition? Is the ambition being changed from? Is your ambition being keep on changing, or is it the same thing? Are you exposed to the fascinating institutes? So that is the question. And if so, which is that institute? Where is it located? What is the course? Right? All these questions you should be answering. You should not say that, yeah, I want to be a researcher in nanoelectronics, but you are not aware about where to do, what to do, which papers to concentrate, then it's in trouble, right? And the question is that, are you dreaming big, right? So these are the questions which I ask. You can keep your answers with yourself. And to be more precise, the questions could be in a different manner. How many IITs are there in India? And what are the areas of activities? So whether you know this one, because once you know this one then only you can choose how we can get into that place, right? So all the IITs don't offer MSc Physics. So which all IITs offer? What is this? Which all IIT have got certain specialization? Do you know that one? How many DRDO centers departments are there? And what type of research activities are they doing? And they are also taking many physics people from the MSc background. And so if your areas of activities of DRDO matches with your choice of interest, then only there is a point of giving an attempt to join the DRDO, right? Similarly, for the case of Space Research Organization, ISRO, how many ISRO centers are there? So usually the people will say ISRO Trivandrum, is that they know. But is that the only one, or how many of them are there? And there are many sub-centers of ISRO. How many sub-centers are there? All these places are recurring for people, and the advertisements are being called every year. So, but are we aware of those opportunities, right? How many NITs are offering MSc Physics? All the NITs don't offer MSc Physics. And what is the area of activities, right? And the questions could be whether you have heard about this institute. So when I say FB, you know it's Facebook, right? Because you are very, right? So you know about what is Facebook because you have been checking it regularly. You know the short notation of Twitter or all those things. If you see the icon of Twitter, you know it's Twitter. But if I give you the logo of IAST, you might not be knowing the logo because you are not up to date of that institute. So as soon as you try to update yourself with that institute, all these things will become natural to you. So only way you can check is that whether you have heard about Bose Institute, ARIS, HBNI, HRI. I know just these are the names. I'm just not reading it, but at least the IGCAR, which is in Kalpakkam, IIA, IISc, ISER. IISc most of the people will know. ISER also they will know because it is in Trivandrum, but there are others also. IAST, IMSc, IPR, IUCA, JNCSR, TIFR, NICER, PRL, RRCAT, RRI, SINP. So this is where I happen to become SNB and CBS. Then we have got the DA centers, VECC centers. So are you aware of all these things? Because they all require people basically from the physics background, right? But if you're not aware of these sites, then you are not going to see that site. If you're not going to see that site, you are not going to see their notifications. If you don't see the notification, you will not apply. That's it. So that's the problem, right? So how many IITs were there? There were 16 IITs, right? And there, and many of the few of the recently joined IITs don't have any written examination, because the number of people attending there is very less. So what they call is that they will have an open open interview once in a year, and if you go there and apply, the chance of getting is high. So how many people know that one? Like IIT Mandi, right? So there were two instances in which I knew that the students went there and they got a chance to join IIT Mandi, right? Only because of the fact that number of applicants were less, because that was recently been established at that time, right? So right now the situation might be different, but at least only by searching the website you should know, you will be knowing. So if you look at the various IITs, MSc Physics is offered in mostly in all the IITs, but most of the others are like joint MSc or the dual PhD concept, where you will have the MSc cum PhD concept. It's like in IIT Kanpur, right? So in like in IIT Bombay, you also have got MSc Applied Geophysics. So all these areas, some people might be interested in geophysics. So if you want, so first of all, you should refine that areas and try to build up on that one. So that is what I wanted to say here. All right, I think so when I asked the question, how many DRDO centers were there? So I just took a screenshot from the website, and you can see there are a few others in the next page, but I didn't go there. So you can see the list. So all these DRDOs are looking for people, right? And all those applications will be uploaded in that website. So, right, you won't see all the notification in your newspaper. Nowadays, it's okay to give it in the website because that is open to public. So it's only you have, it is your duty to go there and see the vacancies and try to apply. All right. So if DRDO is your passion, all these sites you should keep an eye on that one. So I asked about ISRO centers. So in the map they are showing all these ISRO centers. There are in Delhi itself we have got 3. There are 2 various centers, and also there are various sub centers also for ISRO. Like the PRL is a premier institute which is doing very well in research. We have the semiconductor laboratory and also the SAC, right? So all these autonomous bodies within the ISRO is also doing very great, and the research is happening also at a higher level. So the thing is that, are we exposed to this institute? So this was from the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, the job opportunities which was listed. So even that, if you look at the scientist assistance post, engineer, junior research fellowship, all these require physics people, 2, 3, 4, right? So there are, so all these were this will be advertised only in the notice board in the websites. So it is, if you are looking at that type of area, you should be visiting that pages regularly, just as the way you check your WhatsApp and Facebook, at least once in a week. Devote some time, right? And all, if you look at the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, sometimes they go with the GATE score, right? And that will change from time to time, but mostly they will go with the GATE score, right? And for the UG of students, the thing is that JAMB is an option through which you can get into the MSc at various institutes. If you want to do an MSc at the IITs, you should clear the JAMB, right? So I cleared the JAMB just by concentrating on the syllabus and devoting 6 months properly to the given content. So the syllabus might change each year, because depending upon which institute is setting up the question paper, the syllabus will be slightly modified, but 80% of the syllabus will almost be the same, and you should give thrust area to those 80% of the syllabus, right? And so with your, there's no requirement for any coaching. It will be easy to clear if you show your commitment. So JEST is another important examination. If you clear the JEST, you can enter all the various institutes which I said earlier. The Aryabhatta Research Institute of Observational Sciences, which is in Nainital. If your interest is in astrophysics, atmospheric physics, you should be looking on that one. So each institute has got its own specification, right? So if you're looking for theoretical physics and astrophysics, again, HRI is an option, Ajit Chandra Institute. You have got TIFR, which is purely on theoretical sciences. So even data assimilation, statistical physics, string theory and all are higher various level branches in which pure theoreticians, if you're interested in high theory, you can concentrate on that one. IGCAR Kalpakam, if you're, so these are the various areas where they are doing wonders, basically accelerator based radiation of induced phenomena. Then you've got the thin film technology. I'm listing only the few, right? And if you're interested in the optics, RRI Bangalore is there, IIA is there, even they have got optics and all. IIA is famous for astronomy and astrophysics again. IISc Bangalore, experimental and theoretical physics, they are good at most of the everything, right? So you should choose the concept. So for this is IISER Bhopal, IISER Kolkata. So the IISER Kolkata all came only around when I was doing my PhD at Calcutta. At that time it came, and most of our faculties from our institute went on to join to IISER Kolkata, right? And so you can know the quality, because all those people were given high payment to go to and join to that institute, and all those students who joined at the first batch itself were doing wonders in the research, because that much commitment they are doing for the research in those areas. So if you choose, if you want to do research, go to a reputed institute where they are highly devoted to research, so that you start your research from your, it is an integrated course, so you will be starting within the next second year onwards, right? So these are various IISER, Pune, Mohali. So each area has got its own dependence. So I'm not going to read everything, because most of the people will not be interested, because their field will not be matching. So, right? So IUCAA, JNCSR. So if you're looking for theoretical condensed matter physics, in India itself, there are only 3 good places. One of them is JNCSR, right? IOP, IMSC. Indian Institute of Mathematical Science happens to be just close to IIT Madras. So I remember that most of the theoreticians used to go to IMSC to get their good reference books, because even if you don't get the books there, the people there will directly give you the answer without any reference. So if you're very much thorough in your theoretical mathematical physics and all those areas, you should be definitely trying IMSC. You have got National Brain Research Center, the Radio Astrophysics Center, NICER, PRL, which is doing very good, which is a sub-part of the ISRO. This is what I said, RRI. So all these names, I'm just giving you one so that you can do your own homework and try to figure out the institute which you want to work, and visit their websites and also the groups working. Look at their publications and their outputs. They will be putting few stories about their research work. So if that is motivating, that is the thing that is attracting you. So you should definitely work to get into that, right? So SIMP and SNB, National Center for Saha Institute for Nuclear Physics, SM Bose National Center for Basic Sciences. So I was here in the condensed matter physics group, where it was a computational based research group. Right, so I'm just hitting the name and going. We have got the TIFR. Then we have the Consortium for Scientific Research under the DAE, UGC. And this is the place which I said, this is very close to SM Bose National Center, VECC. And most of the scientists who are working here are from Kerala. They are Malayalis, but they did their graduations and post-graduation outside Kerala. So what was the advantage they got was that they got the idea about this VECC center much earlier, and they could give an homework on how to get into that one, right? And they did their project accordingly, and when they go for the interview, they were selected, right? So that's what the exposure is the key content which is missing in us. So this is one of the, all those premier institute, if you want to join, just GATE could be the one of the alternative, and just is much preferred, because most of all the things will be called up on a just score, right? And if you're looking for your other type of scholarship, you can try for the CSIR NET examination, which is if you are looking for a lectureship post or JRF. And even if you don't get JRF and lectureship post also, I suggest that you take up research with some private, even though scholarship is less, you can do a research with your guide someplace. And if you are getting a good publication, then you can try for SRF directly to CSIR Net. So that is not a written examination. You will apply for SRF, and you can go to Delhi. You present your work. If you have got one publication at least, then you will be directly promoted to SRF. So all those students who get JRF, they will be promoted to SRF after 2 years. But what you are doing is that during the JRF, you couldn't qualify UGC net and JRF. But if you're doing good in your research and able to publish a paper within 2 years, then with that and giving a proper interview at the Delhi, at the UGC office, they will put up a list for SRF and you might be selected to SRF. So you can add that bonus mark, right? So even if you don't qualify, if you've got a research aptitude, that way is also available, right? Right. So important dates you should keep in mind is the JEST examination, GATE examination, right? And also JAM for the BSc Physics students. JAM should be the goal to jump out and reach the desired premier institute outside Kerala, right? And the question usually we ask is that how do you crack the examination? Should I go to Hyderabad? Do I need to do a coaching institute? Right. So the question here is that I cracked all the exams sitting at my home, right? So if you go to if you got the resource to go outside and do approach a committed institute, you can go there. There's no harm. But the thing is that you are only studying. They are not able to give you everything. You will have to work hard. So usually what happens with our case is that if you join an institute where they say that if you go to your college and if the teacher says that if you've got any doubt from 3:30 to 4:30 we can discuss, no one will come because you are not paying. So you'll feel that why you should go. But on the other hand, in the other institute, coaching institute, they will say that from 3:30 to 4:30 you can clear your doubts, but to join you will have to give 5,000. So you give you 5,000. Now you are bound to go. Now, once you are bound to go, you will learn. So that bounding can be made without going there also. So it is up to you to decide which way to choose. I had gone cleared without any institute, but the thing is that it was a proper time management. You yourself will have to do, right? And you will have to develop good study skill habits from day one. You won't say that I will learn from next week onwards or next Monday onwards. So if you're planning to study, do it from today itself. Even though it is late, you can start, right? And you should work hard and be smart. Use all available resources, not demanding resources. This is very important in the present scenario. Usually students say that I have not got a good mobile, I cannot study, or I need that book is very expensive, I cannot buy, I'm not studying. So these days, what I see is that most of the resources are available in the internet. And you are using data which is ultimately low in, right? So if you have a unlimited pack, that costs less. And you can all download the proper resources, do it in a proper way. You can yourself create a library out of that. And the important thing is that don't cheat. നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ പഠിക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ആരും ഡോർ കൊടുക്കുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കുന്ന പോലെ അഭിനയിക്കും. അതിന്റെ ആവശ്യമൊന്നുമില്ല. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ പേരൻസ് വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് പഠിക്കുന്നില്ല, ആ സമയത്ത് പഠിക്കുന്നില്ല, പക്ഷെ പഠിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് മര്യാദയ്ക്ക് പഠിക്കുക. So don't cheat is the main thing. It's all so the how to crack examination lies within you, right? So it's you once you yourself make a decision that we are going to do good, then it will go well. So at least I got 10 more minutes. So the thing is that if you want to crack any examination, make sure that you look at the syllabus properly. And once you have the syllabus, you can get various notes available over the internet. So I'm just hinting a few. If you want to look at thermodynamics notes for the examination point of view, NPTEL videos are available, which is freely available. And NPTEL videos usually should be given trust because it is free. That's why it was started much. So NPTEL videos started recording when we were in IIT Madras. So this NPTEL concept started from IIT Madras in 2001. And in the first few videos, you can see my own face, sitting as an audience. So that has been developed from there, but only during the last few years, this videos has been getting a hit. But the thing is that it was available much earlier. So if you look at this time of upload, you can see that most of the videos were uploaded in 2003. So all those videos were still there. You can go back and recap from the teachers and see how it is done. So I'm not. So these slides, like, if you want, I can share. The PDF can be shared to you, and if someone is interested, also they can get it from. So like if you are going to nuclear physics, H.C. Verma's videos are available in the NPTEL session, where just as attending the videos, you will get a good idea about the things which is happening, right? And this NPTEL video becomes very important because right now all the universities are becoming autonomous, right? So NPTEL, I know you know that because your college itself is enrolled in NPTEL under the ID number 1174, and your college has been an NPTEL member since 2017. So the thing is that since now all these institutes are becoming autonomous, your mark is not going to play an important role outside. So suppose I say that my student has scored 90% mark from SH College, it is not going to play an important role until and unless he or she qualifies some examination. Now you will have to prove yourself that your mark is equivalent to a good mark compared to other university. In that case, only way you can do is to do an common examination, or to evaluate yourself. It is better that you enroll to some courses in the NPTEL. So if you just log into NPTEL, you need not give the fees for the time being. If you are only sure about writing the exam, you can give the fees. Else what you do is that you attend this NPTEL lecture videos, right? Enroll it, it's free of cost, and try to do the problems. And if you're able to solve all the problems giving what they are giving, it means that your level is somewhat reasonable. So you should be happy about that one. If you're not able to solve that problem, it means that you have to revise your basics. So you can think about that one, right? So I suggest that, and once you're very confident, you at least once you give an examination, try to see how much you score in an overall footing, right? So last lockdown period, I tried to give to see how much I scored. So always it's better to evaluate yourself, right? So the thing is that I think I stopped for the day, and the conclusion was that, what was the conclusion? The success does not come from what you do occasionally. You have to do it consistently, and you should have the right perseverance also. So I think with this note, I stop for the day and wish you all the very best to all the St. Xavier's College students. Thank you.
Thank you, Robbie sir. The talk was very much informative, and thank you for sharing your precious time and knowledge with us. And students, now it is the question answer section. If you have any queries, you please unmute your mic and ask, or please post your queries in chat box. No doubts?
I think all.
Sir, I have.
Okay, yes, miss.
I have a question that's not related to job. Sir, in your opinion, or can you suggest some good institutes in Kerala for pursuing post-graduation? In your opinion, which are the first 10 institutions in Kerala?
But I feel that post-graduation is better that if you're done your UG in Kerala, post-graduation can be, you try for post-graduation. If you always, right, right, at this point, always you try for the premier institute outside using the JAM examination. But even if you don't qualify in JAM, it's fine. Now the thing is that in MSc, it doesn't matter from where you actually Abdul Kalam's famous statement under. It does not matter what you study. It does matter from where you study. It has a great importance to the name of the institute, right? So if you're looking for any branding of the thing, So that's why if the people wanted to go outside abroad for the research after the post-graduation, they will always try to have their PG from a renowned university like NITs and IITs or IISER and all those things, because when you give a recommendation, the outside world will easily recognize IIT. It will not recognize whether it is IIT Mandi or IIT Delhi. For them, it is everything IIT, right? So our brand name or doubt. But if you're going to be if you don't get even in all this premier institute, I think that it should not be a worrying factor, because all the available lectures of these IITs and MITs are available on the YouTube. So what you do is that you give your commitment in your place where you are studying, right? And prove that you can do much better than them by in the next competitive exam. MSc MSc higher level institute kitilla, but you should first rectify why you didn't get. You should revise your homework, then compete with those same people next after 2 years, right? When you write your JEST and GATE, etc., then you can prove yourself. Then you will make your own place much better place later. That is effect. So that is what I would like to say. So whatever resource you have, do the best from there, and always try moving up. നല്ലൊരു ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് പഠിച്ചിട്ട് പിന്നെ ഒരു മോശമുള്ള ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ടിലേക്ക് പോയിട്ട് പിന്നെ PG എടുക്കാൻ പോകരുത്. എവിടെയാണ് പഠിച്ചത് അതിനേക്കാളും മേളിൽ ഇരിക്കുന്ന ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ടിലേക്ക് വേണം പോകാൻ. എപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റെപ്പിംഗ്, യു ഷുഡ് ഓൾവേസ് കീപ് ക്ലൈംബിംഗ്.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Some question is posted in chat box.
Robotics and embedded systems is basically right. So if you look at robotics and all those area, again it's a bit of physics involved and a bit of programming involved, right? So even IITs, you have got robotics courses and all those things. So you can apply there. So if you're purely interested in the robotics case, you can look for, you can leave the physics and then try to jump in the robotics. Because നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഏരിയാസിലേക്ക് ജമ്പ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കേണ്ട ഒരു കാര്യം, പിന്നീട് നമ്മളൊരു കോമൺ ഫിസിക്സ് ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട് പൂളിലേക്ക് നമുക്ക് വരാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. യു വിൽ ബി സ്പെസിഫൈഡ് ടു ദാറ്റ് ഏരിയ. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ടീച്ചിങ് പ്രൊഫഷനിലേക്ക് പോകുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക്, ഇഫ് യു ഡു എ PG കോഴ്സ് ഇൻ റോബോട്ടിക്സ്, then if you want to teach, your ultimate aim was to come back and teach something, then that PG physics is important. So if you do a PG in robotics, you cannot come back to physics background. So if you're purely in a teaching robotics, you should check whether you are good in programming, at least a brief okay with programming, right? And then you can apply. Even if you various institute like IITs, you can apply. So നമ്മൾ ഓരോ സൈറ്റിൽ പോയിട്ട് you go for the computer science department and see the robotics where it is available there. Because when I was a student at IIT, there was a famous robotics group in IIT Madras. So you have to check whether the same group is there, because they might be shifting the place. So in the group, in the IIT ആണെങ്കിൽ 5 കൊല്ലം കഴിയുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ആ ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ചിലപ്പം വേറെ IIT ആയിരിക്കും. പുതിയ IIT തുറക്കുമ്പോൾ അവരങ്ങോട്ട് ഷിഫ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യും, right? So you give a brief search, because you yourself will be able to do atmospheric sciences ഇഷ്ടംപോലെ നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞായിരുന്നു. So even within the ISR, we have got various ISR നമ്മൾ കുറെ almost we got 20 subdivisions നമുക്ക് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അവിടെ എല്ലാം ഈ atmospheric science applications ഉണ്ട്. So പക്ഷെ അവിടെ BSc physics, it's better that you have your MSc physics. That is my opinion. Because atmospheric science it's better that you have a BSc, because it was an earlier concept that people used to jump to atmospheric science after BSc. But nowadays, even if you take atmospheric sciences, at the later stage, you will have to take your PG in BSc, MSc physics due to various other reasons. So it's better that you have a foundation which is right now considered as PG physics. Okay. So if you are interested to move to robotics or to atmospheric sciences, what I suggest is that you have your MSc physics course running, and parallelly you take some NPTEL course or some other Coursera course which is from your area, which is not there in the syllabus. Then you can see whether everything is correlating. If it is correlating, then you can try for the next jump. Okay. Engineering physics after BSc physics. ഇതാണ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്. നമ്മള് ഈ ഫീൽഡ് ഇപ്പൊ എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് ഫിസിക്സിൽ പോയിട്ടുള്ള ആൾക്കാരെല്ലാവരും തന്നെ കറങ്ങി തിരിഞ്ഞ് അവസാനം ഒരു ജോബിലേക്ക് വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് the minimum qualification set is MSc physics. By the time you learn all these things and come out, the basic will be MSc physics. At that time you will be in trouble. So it's better. My perspective is that you should be doing still PG, even if it is engineering physics. Because by the time you learn and come back, the basic qualification will be made PG physics. Then you will be in trouble, right? So you jump after that. Oceanography, yes. So what I can do is that you can contact me. I can give you 2 numbers of my students who are doing oceanography right now after the BSc physics. So you can contact them and see what is their opinion, because I'm not sure about how are the things going there. So you can talk with them. It's always better you talk with a person who are just clear, who is studying that field, so that you can always get an idea. So I can give that number to you. So you can just get the number from Vimla Miss, and I shall share you the details.
Good morning, sir.
Okay.
ഞാൻ ഫിസിക്സ് ഫൈനൽ ഇയർ സ്റ്റുഡൻ്റ് ആണ്. ഞാനിപ്പോൾ ജാം എക്സാമിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് കോച്ചിങ് സെന്ററിൽ പോയി പഠിക്കുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, 3rd ഇയർ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നപ്പോൾ. പക്ഷെ രണ്ടും കൂടി പാരലായിട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ പറ്റാണ്ട് ഇടയ്ക്ക് വെച്ച് ഡ്രോപ്പ് ചെയ്തു. അപ്പോൾ പിന്നെ ഇപ്പോൾ MScക്ക് ഏതെങ്കിലും യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി പഠിക്കാൻ കരുതി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പേഴ്സ് ഒക്കെ ഡൗൺലോഡ് ചെയ്ത് പഠിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ഫീൽ ചെയ്ത സംഭവം എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇതിന്റെ സൊല്യൂഷൻസ്, ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ മാത്രമേ എഴുതുന്നുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ സൊല്യൂഷൻസ് കുറേയൊക്കെ നെറ്റിൽ കണ്ടുപിടിച്ച് കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്, പിന്നെ ബാക്കി കുറെ ടൈം വേസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പോലെ ഫീൽ ചെയ്യണം അങ്ങനെ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുമ്പോൾ.
അത് നമ്മൾ ഈ കോച്ചിങ് ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ടിൽ പോകുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് അവർ ശരിക്കും ഫിസിക്സ് പഠിപ്പിക്കണമെന്ന് നിർബന്ധമില്ല. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ചില പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ഒക്കെ ഡിഫോൾട്ട് പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ആണ്. അതിന് ഈ സബ്സ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, ഇപ്പൊ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഇപ്പൊ ചില ടേംസ് ഒക്കെ നമ്പേഴ്സും ഈ ഡയമെൻഷൻ അനാലിസിസ് വെച്ചിട്ട് ക്രോസ് മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്ത് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഒരു ആൻസർ കിട്ടും. അപ്പൊ ചില സ്ഥലത്ത് അങ്ങനെയാണ് പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. അങ്ങനെ പഠിപ്പിക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് യു വിൽ ബി ഏബിൾ ടു ആൻസർ ദാറ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ മച്ച് ഫാസ്റ്റ്, ബിക്കോസ് ഓൾ ദ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പാറ്റേൺ വിൽ ബി ദ സെയിം. പക്ഷെ അങ്ങനെ പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഒരു പ്രശ്നമുള്ളത് നമുക്ക് അതിന്റെ ഫിസിക്സ് മനസ്സിലാകണമെന്ന് നിർബന്ധമില്ല. അപ്പം വാട്ട് ഐ സജസ്റ്റ് ഇസ് ദാറ്റ് ദ വേ ഐ സ്റ്റഡീഡ് വാസ് ലൈക്ക് ദിസ്. നമ്മളിപ്പോ കോളേജിൽ നമ്മളിപ്പോ MSc പഠിക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ക്ലാസിക്കൽ മെക്കാനിക്സ് പഠിപ്പിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കാന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക. സോ വാട്ട് ഐ ഡിഡ് വാസ് ദാറ്റ് ക്ലാസിക്കൽ മെക്കാനിക്സ് പഠിപ്പിക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് നമ്മൾ പ്രീവിയസ് ഇയർ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പർ അവിടെ ഇരുന്നോട്ടെ, ക്ലാസിക്കൽ മെക്കാനിക്സിന്റെ ഒക്കെ അവിടെ ഇരുന്നോട്ടെ, നമ്മൾ ക്ലാസ് പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നതിന്റെ കൂടെ തന്നെ വി വിൽ ബി ലേണിംഗ് അവർ ക്ലാസിക്കൽ മെക്കാനിക്സ് വിത്ത് ഡിഫറെന്റ്, നമ്മൾ സ്വന്തമായിട്ട് ഒന്ന് പഠിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് യു കമ്പൈൻ ദീസ് 2 things and go to the question paper and circle all the questions related to classical mechanics. Before the classical mechanics related questions are നമുക്ക് question വായിച്ച് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ മനസ്സിലാവുമല്ലോ, since you are PG students. So if you are not going to the classical mechanics detail, what you do is that classical mechanics related ആയിട്ടുള്ള questions എല്ലാം മാർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ആ questions ഒന്ന് വായിച്ചു നോക്കുക. Try to give an attempt with your UG level classical mechanics idea whether you can solve that one. എന്നിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് അതിന്റെയൊക്കെ ഒരു സൊല്യൂഷൻസ് അവിടെ പതുക്കെ എഴുതി വെക്കുക. എന്നിട്ട് നമ്മൾ PG നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഇപ്പം ഞാൻ വാട്ട് ഐ എം ട്രൈങ് ടു സേ ഇസ് ടു ക്ലിയർ ഓൾ ദിസ് ഇൻ ദ ഹയർ ലെവൽ, PG കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള. അപ്പൊ ഇത് തന്നെ ആപ്ലിക്കബിൾ നമുക്ക് റിവേഴ്സ് ചെയ്യാം. തൽക്കാലം ഇങ്ങനെ ഒന്ന് ആലോചിച്ച് നോക്കുക. ഇഫ് യു വാണ്ട് ടു ക്ലിയർ യുവർ കോമ്പറ്റീറ്റീവ് എക്സാം ആഫ്റ്റർ PG, വാട്ട് ഐ സജസ്റ്റ് ഇസ് ദാറ്റ് ആദ്യം നമ്മൾ ഏത് ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ടിൽ പോകണം എന്നൊരു ഐഡിയ വെക്കുക. ആ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ടിലേക്കുള്ള സിലബസ് ഒന്ന് പ്രിപ്പയർ കണ്ടുവെക്കുക. If the syllabus is not changed, usually the syllabus won't change by 80%. So our syllabus in the sessions on the mark ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതിനകത്ത് ഇപ്പോൾ ക്ലാസിക്കൽ മെക്കാനിക്സ് വരുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ പ്രീവിയസ് 2 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പർ എടുത്തിട്ട് ക്ലാസിക്കൽ മെക്കാനിക്സ് റിലേറ്റഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള പ്രോബ്ലംസ് എല്ലാം സർക്കിൾ ചെയ്യുക. അതെല്ലാം ആൻസർ ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി നമ്മൾ ഒരു അറ്റംപ്റ്റ് കൊടുക്കുക. And when you revise your class properly in your PG, right, what you do is that you try to solve that. And you try to solve that one and write the solution there. Then you will never forget that solution, right? അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഞാൻ പഠിച്ചത്. അപ്പൊ മരിയ ഇപ്പൊ ചോദിച്ച ക്വസ്റ്റിന്റെ അത് മരിയ ഇപ്പൊ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിലേക്ക് പോവാണ് അല്ലെ? സോ ഹൗ ഡു യു ക്ലിയർ ഓൾ ദോസ് പേപ്പേഴ്സ് എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചത്. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ അവിടെയും ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് ഇത് തന്നെ. ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പറിനകത്ത് ഇപ്പം UG ലെവൽ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പർ ആയിരിക്കും നമ്മൾ അറ്റംപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. സോ ഇഫ് അറ്റംപ്റ്റിംഗ് ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സ് പേപ്പേഴ്സ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇലക്ട്രോണിക് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് എല്ലാം ആദ്യം മാർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അത് ആദ്യം വിത്തൗട്ട് റിവൈസിംഗ് ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സ് ട്രൈ ടു ഗീവ് ആൻ അറ്റംപ്റ്റ് ടു സോൾവ് ദാറ്റ് ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സ് ദിസ് വീക്ക്. അപ്പൊ ഈ 3 ദിവസം ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സ് നമ്മൾ ഡിവോട്ട് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ആദ്യം നമ്മുടെ ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് എല്ലാം ഒന്ന് മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യുക, അതിന് സോൾവ് ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുക, ആൻസർ കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് നോക്കുക. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമ്മൾ അടുത്ത ലെവലിൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത് നമ്മൾ ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സ് പേപ്പേഴ്സ് ഒന്നുകൂടെ നമ്മൾ റിഫൈൻ ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ഏതൊക്കെ ഏരിയയിൽ റിഫൈൻ ചെയ്യണോ നമുക്ക് ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് വായിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് റിഫൈൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. അപ്പൊ റിഫൈൻ ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് റിഫൈൻ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ മനസ്സിലാവും ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആ പാർട്ടിൽ നിന്നാണ് വന്നത്. സോ ഗോ സ്ട്രേറ്റ് ദർ, ട്രൈ ടു സോൾവ് ഇറ്റ് ആൻഡ് കീപ് ഇറ്റ് ദർ. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെ പഠിച്ചു കഴിയുമ്പോൾ കുറച്ചുകൂടി ബെറ്റർ ആയിട്ട് കിട്ടും. എല്ലാം കൂടി ഒരുമിച്ച് സോൾവ് ചെയ്യാൻ നിൽക്കണ്ട. ഇത് നമ്മൾ സ്വയം പഠിക്കുമ്പോഴാട്ടോ.
ഓക്കെ സർ, താങ്ക് യു സർ.
ഓക്കെ. പിന്നെ ഇതിനകത്ത് എല്ലാവർക്കും അവരവരുടെ ഒരു റൂട്ട് ഉണ്ടാവും. അതുകൊണ്ട് എന്റെ റൂട്ട് ആയിരിക്കണമെന്നില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ മരിയയ്ക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്ന റൂട്ട് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഡിഫറെന്റ്. സോ വാട്ട് യു ഡു ഇസ് ദാറ്റ് യു പ്ലേ അറൗണ്ട് വിത്ത് ദിസ് തിങ്. ഇപ്പൊ ലേണിംഗ് ഒരു ഫണ്ണാണ്. അപ്പൊ ലേണിംഗ് പഠിക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ഒക്കെ സോൾവ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് അത് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടാതിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് കൂടുതൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. ചിലപ്പോൾ ഉറക്കത്തിൽ കിടക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിന്റെ സൊല്യൂഷൻ കിട്ടും. അപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് നമ്മൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഉറക്കത്തിൽ എണീറ്റ് വന്ന് അപ്പം തന്നെ സോൾവ് ചെയ്തു. അത് എൻജോയ് ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് എ ഡിഫറെന്റ് ഫീൽ. അത് എൻജോയ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റണം. അല്ല നമ്മൾ രാത്രി 12 മണി വരെ ഇരുന്നിട്ട് നമ്മൾ പിന്നെ കിടന്നുറങ്ങി രാവിലെ 11 മണിക്ക് പേരൻസ് വിളിക്കുമ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ വരാൻ പാടില്ല. ഒരു സിസ്റ്റമാറ്റിക് ആയിട്ട് ഒരു പാറ്റേണിലേക്ക് പോവുക. അപ്പൊ പാറ്റേൺ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ബെഡിൽ നിന്ന് തന്നെ രാവിലെ എണീക്കുമ്പോൾ ബെഡ്ഷീറ്റ് മടക്കി വെക്കുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ തന്നെ പാറ്റേൺ ബിഗിൻ ചെയ്തെന്ന് അർത്ഥം. സോ ബി പാറ്റേൺ പ്രിപ്പയർഡ് ആൻഡ് ട്രൈ ടു ഡു ദാറ്റ് വൺ. ഓക്കെ മരിയ?
ഓക്കെ സർ, താങ്ക് യു സർ.
ഓക്കെ.
I hope no more queries from student side. So I invite Ms. Jonas to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Vimala Miss. So, respected Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Robbie Cherian, and our HOD, Alina Miss, dear teachers and my dearest students. During the last year of a degree or PG, students will be having many doubts and questions about their future plans, whether I have to go for higher studies, and if I am going to higher studies, which area should I select, then whether I will be go for doing a job, etc., etc. And I'm sure that that was an enlightening session for everyone from Robbie sir. And I'm sure that it will help you to choose different careers after your studies. So thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session. Then sincere thanks to our HOD, Leena Miss, who is always there with us in all our endeavors. Thank you, dear Leena Miss, for guiding us. Then special thanks to Dr. Vimala George, who took all the effort for conducting this event. Next, I would like to thank all dear teachers. And last but not least, thank you all dear students for your active participation. And I wish you a great and successful future ahead. Then I want to conclude with a quote by Swami Vivekananda, arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is achieved. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonas.